Okay, so there's that. And we need to update our stream information. Gemma is trusting Rin a little bit more out of necessity and feeling as though she has a degree of control over her. Did animal sacrifice definitely seemed like it came out of left field. I'll phrase it that way. Especially considering, to the best of my knowledge, you haven't done that on the live server, to the best of Gemma's knowledge. Not on stream, I got you. So here, we will change this. Vampyr. How the fuck is this spelled? It's with a Y. Blind playthrough. No pixel Q boss. We will update our game to Vampyr. There we go. All right. Swap into the game room? No worries. You want me to wait like 20 seconds so that you can actually see what the beginning of this game's like? All right. Ooh, that answers my question. It's very loud. All right, let's see. Options, audio. Wow. We've actually got it turned pretty low. Turn the music down a bit. SFX, cinematic.
I still hear voices.
There we go. Forgot you turned surround sound on. You have surround sound on your computer? Or just surround sound on your headphones? Okay. New game. Let's see. We've got story mode. Play Vampyr with low challenge. This will cut out an important part of the experience, but will allow you to enjoy the story and explore with little danger. Combat's easy. There is no reward for finishing this mode without killing any citizens. Well, we're gonna kill citizens. Come on. Normal mode. Play the original Vampyr experience. Character progression is faster if you kill citizens. Combat difficulty is linked to the number of citizens you kill. And then there is hard mode. Play Vampyr in a more challenging way. Your power as a vampire is tied to the citizens you choose to embrace. Enemies are harder to kill and hit harder. Experience points rewarded by killing enemies in combat are reduced. You will not be able to change the difficulty during your playthrough. See, that's the part that, if we could change the difficulty during the playthrough, I would do hard. I think we'll do normal, just so that we can genuinely experience the game.
12 dreams for the Red Queen under crown of stone. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner. 1 prayer for the summoned, called by this song. 'Tis perhaps the countdown to oblivion for the once proud city of London. 'Tis perchance her inhabitants' last dance alone to face death and pestilence. Confronted by the eerie and unknown, mortals became desperate for answers. A flock's flight makes for an omen, the falling of a star a dire presage. Turning to priests for interpretation when there was no reason to be found. When religion failed, men turned to science. I saw them build such vain cities, crafting machines made for endless war. New questions flourished as old answers withered. What is darkness but lurking sun? What is wall but enslaved stone? What is glass but tortured sand? What is song but a call to arms? What is hate but jilted love? What is life but death pending?
Death. Since the apple was plucked from the sacred tree, mortality was believed to be God's punishment, a righteous snare to keep mankind from ascending to the stars. They were all so wrong. Death is not a wicked thing, nor some holy retribution. A true punishment would be to never know its sweet kiss. Awaken from the harshness and be born once more.
Welcome back. You just missed a bunch of philosophical stuff at the beginning of the game. It didn't make a lot of sense, I'll be completely honest. Oh my god. Okay, mouse sensitivity has to change. That's better. Gonna go grocery shopping? No worries, Sev. Good luck with the grocery shopping. I hope you don't need toilet paper because the coronavirus took all of it.
Thirsty. So thirsty.
I love the visualness of this. The visuals or the cinematography or whatever you want to call it. This is beautiful.
My sweet brother. What have you done?
Mary!
Damn it, Jonathan, you piece of shit.
Mary! Hold on! Please, hold on! Oh, God. Oh, no. Mary.
You know, I get the feeling that the wound isn't the problem, Jonathan.
No. No. This horror. It's a nightmare. No! Please, a moment, let me explain!
No time for explanations.
These
Me? No! No! Don't shoot! This is a nightmare.
The controls in this are pretty wonky.
I need to get out of here.
Oh, yep, that's pretty wonky.
This can't be happening. Over there! No! Please! Stop! I mean you no harm. What's going on?
Does this whole town like know about vampires and shit? Or are they like already upset about it?
What have I done? What's all this about?
Shit, where'd it go?
Now, I can defend myself.
Kill that thing! Over there!
Who are you? Stay back! Sorry, but you left me no choice.
Don't apologize, Jonathan. That just makes you seem weak.
Who are you? Stupid beast! Sorry.
Can we break these? No. Okay. Can I sneak? Is there like a sneaky button?
No, please, stop! Who are you?
There's one of them vermin.
What do you want?
How do I get health back? Like, I'm killing all of these people. I want to drink their blood and regain my vitality. It's the whole point of this. Oh boy.
I mean you no harm. I need help.
Die, you fucking leech!
Leech. I like that.
Me. I can't make any sense of this.
Shut up, beast!
Who are you? What is this all about? Ah! Ah! What in God's
That'll do the rest of the job.
Just leave me.
Okay. Sunlight bad.
Sun. It feels like it's burning me to the bone.
Well, you look fine, buddy.
I need to find somewhere to hide. It's locked, all right. Let me go!
Okay. Well, so much for dodging that.
I need to find shelter. Is anybody there? What is this place? The place seems abandoned. I should be safe enough here.
Should be safe enough here where I killed a person outside. Ignore the dead guy directly outside the door. Don't check this house.
Brother, what have you done?
Mary! Mary! Mary, I'm sorry. Whoever did this to us, I will find them.
Typical Jonathan blaming everybody else for his problems. Ooh, we got some shillings. What button is that? Is that tab? That is tab. Weakness as a vampire. Leeches do not fear the sun or fire. They do not burst into flames or ashes when they are caught under rays of daylight, but it hurts them good, real good. I have personally chained a vampire to a tree to see what could happen when the sun rises. Its skin blackened in a few minutes as if it were burning from the inside. Its eyes and flesh melted, and I saw its unholy bones move and squeal as the beast tried to escape all day long. In the end, only a desiccated corpse remained, which started to slowly regenerate when the sun disappeared behind the horizon. I cut its head off to finally destroy it. When I tried the sample test with fire, the bloody leech never came back from the ashes. Fire is our weapon of choice, brothers. To burn the beast is the best way to kill it for good. From Know Your Enemies by Carl Eldritch, Pruin leader. So they're saying that like fire isn't effective, but then they're immediately saying the fire is effective, so that's confusing. Oh god. Ugh. What happened to your face? Thanks for the watch.
Wait, this one's dressed up fancy. Let's run through his pockets.
Picking the dead's pockets? Are you serious?
I've still a rent to pay. He's got no more responsibilities. What's this? Gold watch.
Beautiful it is. We fancy it and share the takings. I suppose we are undertakers. Now, give him an Eve. That's impossible.
Impossible. We're gonna have to do what we can to make Jonathan a little less of a bitch.
The sun is high. I cannot leave now.
Oh no, okay. I was gonna say, really? We're gonna go that far?
12 dreams for the Red Queen that sleeps under crown of stone, that she might linger longer, her eyes as white as wool.
Who goes there?
A prayer summoned by warring song. A child born from darkness must take scent of his path.
Who's there? Are you referring to me? No! No! I still have so much to accomplish.
Yeah, still gotta kill my sister like in a day or two.
I still have
We got,
so much left that
got
needs
loads
doing.
left to do. I'll take that. Thank you.
Johnny, this one's lost. We need to leave. And now!
No! There's time. I can save him.
That's the enemy coming! The orders are to evacuate the hospital!
I don't listen to orders.
Done. He'll live.
And now what?
We fight. Killing is a hell of a lot easier than healing.
You're goddamn right it is, Jonathan. See, that's the Jonathan I want to know. That's the guy I want to get to know better, right there.
No, it never got easy.
Why is he a bitch now? Alright, let's check, oh god. Oh, Jesus. Okay, the race ended. Just in case anyone was wondering. So we're probably not getting in this evening. It's alright. Bloody diary. 15th October. Bad sleep. Becky coughed all night and the fever made her delirious. Heard a loud noise in the morning. It's a big machine some men brought in by the banks to dig a big hole in the ground. Some sort of mechanical shovel. Maybe I should go there and ask for some work. Becky needs medicine. 16th of October, I talked to the men with the mechanical shovel. They told me they are digging mass graves all around London. Safety measures, apparently. Their new epidemic is the flu coming back. They had no work for me. Becky slept a little last night. The foundry's been closed and there's still no more jobs. There are still no more jobs nearby. 19th October. Went to London to find some groceries and drugs. No trains. It took me the whole day to cross the Thames and come back. Becky seemed better. I made a soup she ate. She found no drugs, only a few syringes and some sleeping pills in the black market. We have no money left. Maybe I could go to Pembroke Hospital tomorrow, but it's so far and I fear leaving my wife for long. 19th October. Becky threw up the meals after a few hours after she ate. She's so frail now it makes me cry. She says she hears voices outside at night. She says she wants to eat meat. Where would I find meat? Tomorrow I'll barricade the house to protect us from looters. 21st of October. The men with the mechanical shovel have stopped digging the mass grave. Heard shouts last night as if they were attacked. Now there are only a few boats throwing bodies day and night into the giant hole. It smells terrible. We should have left this house a week ago, but Becky, she refuses to leave. She'd rather die, she said with a nasty smile. Why is she torturing me so? 22nd of October, Becky just attacked me. She jumped on me from the stairs and tried to bite me. I had to smack her, but she smacked me back. Went upstairs and locked myself in the bedroom. Now I can hear her crying and mumbling downstairs. Retrieved the gun I hid in the ceiling since the war to protect the house. Now I'm ready to use it to protect myself from my own wife. 23rd of October. Could not sleep at all. Becky spent the whole night scratching at the door, asking for my help, begging me to let her in, but I was too afraid to open it. I'm just waiting for her to die now, and it will not be long. I pray God will end it soon. 24th of October. I was so hungry. Tried to go downstairs this morning. Becky was sitting in the armchair by the chimney. She was painting like a dog, looking at me without moving, just panting like a dog, looking at me, following without moving. Just following me around the room with her eyes. I pointed the gun at her sore face, but she did not react. Could not pull the trigger. Went back to my room. 25th of October. The house is silent like a tomb. No more noises. Becky's dead now. Forgive me, my love. I was unable to save you. I'll be with you soon enough. And then he shot himself in the face. Alright, let's go sleepy time. What was that number? 28. Yeah, the race ended, so we got pushed back about 15 spots.
No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it. So be it.
Jonathan, you're not gonna shoot yourself. Actually, you are, but it's...
Small thinking only.
You're gonna make me do it? Alright, fine. He was a bitch anyway. Now he's gonna wake up and he's gonna be all sad that he's not dead. I really don't want to deal with that.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is, as mad as the moon, who tames blinding sunlight into a glowing reflection.
Evolution. Hideout beds allow you to evolve and rest, spend experience points, and level up and improve your vampiric skills. Okay. We have 1 skill point. Let's see. Block your target's blood in their veins, making them defenseless. Some sort of barrier thing. Oh, these are all locked, so this is the only option I have. Costs 10, recovery 3. You drain your own blood to heal normal and aggravated damage instantly. Okay, so that unlocks these. Claws, spear, and mist. Places a cloud of shadows at the target's feet or yours. The cloud will explode after a short time, causing heavy damage. Throw a spear made of blood, which can pass through enemies in front of you. Close range strike that will cut through all living creatures in front of you. Let's do this. This sounds fun. Like look at that, slashing that dude's face off. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Alright, let's go slash some faces off.
That voice in my head. If I'm not mad, then it must belong to the one who made me what I am. I must find him to understand what I have become.
Is there a way for me to walk normally?
Where is it? It's closed.
These people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Here's the leech. Here!
That's fucking cool. This motherfucker can Misty Step. See, he's spending this whole time thinking he's a vampire, but really he's a blood magus.
Locked.
He's just a wizard who uses blood abilities. That's all this is. Offhand weapons can be used by right-clicking. They have attacks with special effects and consume stamina. Okay.
I'm still in Southwark. I must reach the West End. Go back home.
Die, vermin!
Strength I never knew I had.
Oh, the dodge is so much cooler now.
This shouldn't be possible. Every sinew, every fiber of my being is a fire.
Well, I don't have any blood, so... I like the sounds that he makes when he does it. It's all like nom 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 nom. He sounds like he's having a good time.
Reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
Aluminum powder. Okay. It took your strength and your reflexes to teach you that you're not human anymore, not the fact that you can literally do this. Alright, bud. No, uninstalling games should be fine, Gutsy. It's only downloading things, like using the internet, that'll mess anything up. Your king and country need you. Join the British ranks and help the brave lads at the front. Alright. No thank you.
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us.
Oh shit, I can eat rats?
I have this
Neat.
thirst for blood.
I'm gonna eat all these rats. I assume this is locked.
It's locked, all right.
Thanks for answering the question, Jonathan. I appreciate you.
The dizziness from the jump. I can now control it.
Have no space on C drive, don't want to fuck anything up. Transferring it to the SSD until you have help. I got you. Transferring stuff from Steam is very easy.
I'm doing this.
Because on Steam you just right click and relocate the file.
What will London have to say to me? I've so many questions unanswered.
District status as stable.
Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum? The man has been drained of all blood, but I can still smell the scent of it. I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant.
I don't think we really have a lot of room to be judging people. Ooh, vampire senses.
Fresh blood.
Okay, this is cool as fuck, actually.
Smell is so strong.
I'm gonna play the whole game like this.
This is a slaughterhouse. It's locked, all right.
Of course it is. I guess he can't go into water. I'm gonna do that just because it's cooler. Let's see. So we got blood here, we got blood there.
I cannot enter.
Well, you have to be invited in first, Jonathan. Come on. What are you doing? Can't just trespass, you're a vampire.
There is no one in sight.
Is there a map? Oh, there is a map. Okay, so we found some screws, so there's gonna be like a crafting system, probably. Interesting. Britons working together. Skilled workers in engineering and kindred trades enroll today as a war munitions volunteer. You will not suffer in wages. Go to the factory line and feed the firing line. For looking away when they mock my color. I hate myself for crying like a girl when they insult me. I hate myself for swearing like a boy when they're gone. I hate myself for hating my parents. I hate myself for smiling when the customers call me Sabrina. I hate myself for never finding the courage to tell Tom how I truly feel. Sabrina loves Tom. Got it. Blood quality. Huh. Interesting. Alright. So the more we know about a person, the more they are,
I have this thirst for blood.
Yeah, we know.
To the blood patterns, that's where the victim was attacked. So that must be the killer's trail. That's strange. The trail is very erratic, as if the killer was drunk or hesitant. At last, a little life.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
Why is it going to be a long night?
You must be new around here. Don't you know about the murders?
Tell me more about these murders.
Every morning for the last few weeks, bodies have been found. And those poor sods didn't die of flu.
Do the police have any leads on a suspect?
Even before the outbreak, coppers never came round here. We're on our own. People
Damn
die in
coppers.
these parts all the time, and no one cares.
Where am I? Where is this place?
You're at my bar, sir, the Turquoise Turtle. The last ray of light in this dangerous part of town.
Aren't you scared?
Scared of what? All the bad shit happens out on the foggy streets. And I never go outside.
So you're open all night?
Yep. Figured people might need a place to rest in these dark times.
True.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Well, he paid for a week, so
Who is this man?
presumptively.
What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well dressed, quite polite.
professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
Things can only get
Anybody
worse.
entered
Okay.
the bar recently?
Can't say. Sorry. I spent the night making love to that gorgeous bottle, see?
This is important, sir. Are you sure no one has come in here in the last few hours?
I don't know and I don't care. This is a free country. People still have the right to come and go, don't they?
What's going on around here? It's like everybody is hiding.
You must be new here. Have you not heard about the murders? Everybody
Sure haven't.
fears the return of the sewer dog.
The sewer dog.
Who is this sewer dog?
It's the local bogeyman. Convenient answer for every crime that happened for decades. You murdered someone, blame the sewer dog, eh?
You make it sound like it's a fairy tale.
People will always believe in monsters. It's easier than accepting their own darkness. We can all be monsters.
True. I like this guy. He's good people.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
He's drunk as shit, but he's good people.
Hello, sir. Are you all right? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
What's going on around here? Where is everyone?
Too many dead, sir. First the epidemic, and now all these terrible murders.
What have you heard about the epidemic?
There's a Spanish flu. Yeah, killed so many last summer. Thought we'd seen the last of it. Dozens dying every week.
Are the authorities doing anything?
Nothing. There are so many quarantine zones in London now. It's gotten really hard to travel across town.
It's the coronavirus.
The murders. What can you say about them?
Bodies found in the streets every morning. Drained of blood. It's just horrible. Some say the sewer dog is back.
The sewer dog? What's that?
No one knows. People have always disappeared around these parts. The ancients say it's the sewer dog coming out to feed. But now he's killing in the streets.
What is this place?
This is Tom's bar.
It's-
Turquoise Turtle.
What is this
I'm the bartender,
place?
Sabrina, if you want to know.
Are you always open this late at night?
No, it's only since the epidemic started. Tom thought that people may need a safe place to stay.
You don't seem to have much business. Where is everybody?
Well, most people are sleeping right now. And those that are awake tend to avoid going out. What with the murders and all.
It's true. She
I
did
just
tell
want
us.
to talk. I didn't mean to.
She did
stay.
tell us about the
I'm not
murders.
afraid, sir. It's just I've other customers to take care of.
I only see one customer.
Oh. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I best check on them.
I'll
Fine.
leave then. Thank you.
Okay, so we need to get more hints about her then. That's how we make their blood worth more stuff. We go searching for clues. That's locked. We can't do anything over here. That's locked. This is gonna be locked. Yep. Okay. That was worth checking. Okay, so stamina regens extremely quickly in this game. Found a new hideout, spend XP while resting or craft items from the workbench. Okay. I see. So we need a bunch of random crap to upgrade our weapons. Kind of like that. Interesting. So no blood here.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I require more time.
Someone is eavesdropping.
Are you certain? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you?
I mean you no harm.
Saith the vampire. Present yourself.
I need a word. With anyone.
Crosses are bad.
Well, that's something I can do for you.
No crosses, no sunlight. Those are bad. That was funny, right? And then he just puts it down. Does he resist the urge to just like flick it up and down and just like fuck with us?
And who might you be?
Dr. Edgar Swansea. Damn. Okay.
Tell me, who are you?
first tell me what you want? Then I may tell you.
That's none of your concern.
Hey, what's going on? Let's
Sir,
play.
you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people.
Has a beautiful story, and hope we're able to enjoy it to the ending. Yeah, no, I think we'll have a good time.
Like you.
I'm starting to figure some of the basics out right now. This guy seems like he should be a friend. Maybe we be nice to him.
You seem the expert. How would that be?
Well, that was way more passive aggressive than I thought it would be.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I'm performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
Okay.
What exactly is this Brotherhood?
Sir, if the name is not familiar to you, then we shall discuss it another time.
Wow.
I heard another voice, that of a woman. Who were you talking to?
Ridiculous. I've no idea what you're talking about.
Something tells me not to trust you.
Then the feeling is mutual.
What have you uncovered concerning the murders?
It started a few nights ago. Rumors of violent murders. The docks have always been, shall we say, somewhat unsavory. But this is different.
How different?
A vampire is at work here. Famished. Reckless. It must be brought to ground, and quickly.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may. If you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail.
Oh no, I was saying hi to you as well.
It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We're both chasing the same shadow.
Perhaps. This is all new to me.
The shadow.
I'm not even certain what I'm looking for.
You should let me handle this affair.
Should be looking for a change of clothes,
no idea
bud.
what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
I'm gonna kill him back. Yeah, we're gonna kill him back.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
Well, he didn't like that response. That's okay, though. You can't please everybody. Can I rummage through his things? I can. Sweet.
Go hunt your shadow.
Do you have anything? You don't have anything else to share with me?
Be so kind as to leave the room.
Wow. Wow. This guy really does not like me. So the balcony's open. We heard her zip away. Interrogate the locals. We've already interrogated the locals.
Swansea is not my attacker. It means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
This guy knows something.
Hello, sir. May I disturb you again?
And you're still ugly as sin.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Interesting.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight, and I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and
He had blood all over his shoes, and now I've got to clean that shit up.
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk as usual. But my God, his eyes, his face. He must have caught something awful. He shouted and cried. It was terrible.
Why are you so afraid?
I mean, his skin, his hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
Probably the coronavirus.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the cannon factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well, Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
This sort of mess would have given me a laugh.
Alright, Tom, you got anything to add to that?
Back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
As a vampire, you can force a citizen to reveal information thanks to a hint you have discovered. Blue prompt. Okay.
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Oh,
Yes, Will
Jedi mind
came by
tricks.
tonight,
Nice.
But he's not my friend anymore.
We can charm him.
Why lie to me if he is not your friend?
I didn't lie. I said you were my only unannounced customer, and that's the truth.
Who is he?
William. Just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the cannon factory before it closed.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah. Like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. He can barely stand up most of the time.
Then explain the giant puddle of blood that he trailed inside of your bar.
Sicker than usual, perhaps. He whined and mumbled about how mean people were to him and how he'd like to talk to me outside, and then he left when I refused.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What'd you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
I have a feeling, though, that's not going to be a problem.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
I'll leave.
Still nothing else from this guy. Let's play 9 to 5. Thanks for the host. I appreciate that. Yeah, I have a feeling that Will's not going to be coming back. It sounds like Will may or may not be all vampired out, so... Speaking of which, that actually reminds me that I need to plug in my audio cable so that my alert sounds go through. There we go. All right.
I will get to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city. The body is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood.
Oh, you thought I'd done that in... So whenever I'm in like a really intense situation, I do have like a cinematic mode that I can cut us over to. Otherwise, I normally have the alerts on.
This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim.
Got clawed in the face.
This man was armed. He tried to defend himself.
Okay.
What's this? Some sort of note. Blood and empty gin bottles. This bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker.
But 4 empty bottles, you don't say.
There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Okay, did we actually pick up the note? Okay, citizen menu. This is our quest menu. Crafting items, ammunition. We've read that one. Oh, here we go. Prewin orders 30th of October from G. McCullum to dock patrols. Object, multiple deaths in the docks region. We believe a nasty leech is involved. Locate the beast, purge it quickly. Warning, according to recent reports, this vampire is very violent. Approach with extreme caution. I know we lack men in this part of town, but don't send rookies to investigate the case. If I'm correct, we've got a frenzied one killing each night. As always, search abandoned places. First, like old houses, basements, sewers, or warehouses. Destroy the Leech Brothers.
These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters.
I was just about to say that, Jonathan. I was just about to make that deduction myself. Thank you. Yeah, so the Prewin are going to be the vampire hunting group, by the sounds of things.
It's locked, all right.
I was thinking we could unlock it from the other side. How do we walk?
Over there!
Okay. Oh, well, we accidentally killed him. Oh well. We're full on blood either way. I am curious as to... because shift is run. Is there a way for us to just regularly walk?
Over there!
Nice, okay. What position am I in queue? You're 57th? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I am currently 24th in queue. There is a walk, won't be able to tell you what that is on PC or console. Yeah, no, here, we can resolve this issue. Controls. Okay, it's going to show us the actual controller controls. That's not helpful. Oh, here, set keybind. Sprint, dodge, Q. Okay. So Q makes us walk. Hopefully that's sneakier. Enemy card. Press V to spot enemies around and display their enemy cards. Okay. So many enemies are more resistant to certain types of damage. 4 types of resistances. Physical, melee, ranged, powers, blood, and shadow. Orange indicates a medium resistance. Red indicates a high resistance. So this guy's super resistant to ranged and a little resistant to melee, but he's vulnerable to blood attacks, which means...
See them baby clothes? This one's a top!
Oh, that didn't work. Oh!
He's dead!
Yeah, it's gonna be a long time. The race ended on No Pixel, so a lot of people queued up after that. Nope, that didn't help. Okay.
Let's see how it likes a bit of fire. Need one of them. Watch yourselves. He's done for.
I do think the concept of using blood for healing is interesting. I'm hoping that later on we can get something that's like a passive healing, or not a passive healing, but a healing whenever we bite, because I feel like that. I think that's more useful mid-combat. Equip and press right click to use ranged weapons, inflict standard damage and stun damage. Be aware your ammo is limited. Okay. I don't think I'm going to use guns very much, unless the enemy type calls for it. I like the idea of being like a melee-based vampire, I guess. Get all up close and personal and chew on them a little bit. Exactly. Used Lupara. Lupara looks like a shotgun. Okay. There doesn't seem to be falling damage, which is neat. We have our vampiric reflexes. This is going to be a safe house. We can at least search for clues. You can upgrade your weapon to a new level with your required ingredients. It will inflict more damage, and you will also gain access to customization slots. Okay, so we'll go ahead and upgrade this. So now it does 58 damage. We do not need to rest at the moment. Take some money though. Alright, sweet. Nom 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 nom. Tasty rats. Okay, we are still tracking the blood. There's something over there. We can't get to that spot yet.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy.
Oh boy. Scythe's a two-handed weapon. Equip and press right click to use its special ability. The scythe, for instance, can be used to parry an incoming attack, inflicting heavy stun damage if timed correctly. Interesting.
This place reeks of bloodshed.
No, I had a drink outside tonight already.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
sorry this happened to you, random guy. Let me pick up my free stuff first, though. I need my things. Okay. I think that's all of our free stuff in this room.
William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton.
Toilet paper, that's what you missed. Got her.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
Oh no. Oh no.
My flock, they'll stray without me.
Oh. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by scowl?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe, sir, I already have.
She raises a very good point.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed this drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me.
Jesus. There's a lot of blood in here. I'm mostly concerned about the amount of blood that's under these are these mannequins? Or are these actual... No, these are actual bodies. Oof. This guy's... He's been up to some stuff.
This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Luckily, we're going to the nearest hospital.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stone, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it. I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Okay, so we're some kind of phlebotomist or something?
3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to...
Hematologist, yeah. Yeah.
So much for you to learn.
Of that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So...
Yeah, he does have like a straight up Peaky Blinders haircut.
It seems I have little choice.
I like it.
Yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
So so far it seems like we've got this plague of vampirism that's being covered as a resurgence or second wave of the Spanish flu. A touch of consumption.
Thank goodness, I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes.
I have a feeling we're going to be talking to a lot of people here, so
Here at Pembroke,
let's just be prepared for a lot of dialogue.
But what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
I cannot enter.
Accepted the position. Will work at Pembroke Hospital. I have no choice. The man knows about my condition, what I have become. A vampire. Can't believe this. Don't know anything about this secluded medical facility. Everybody here will take me for what I'm not anymore. Jonathan E. Reed, the famous surgeon. Must lie to them all, to the patients, to the staff. This is my new home, where I will hide from all who are after me. Where I will hide from everyone until I get a better understanding of what's going on. Fair enough.
Come on, you bastard! You can do better than that! Nah! It's my turn!
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the secret of life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard! I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Blood quality indicates how much XP you'll get from a particular citizen. The higher the blood quantity, the more XP you get. To drink the blood of your prey, first you need to mesmerize them. Equal or higher to the citizen's resistance. Wait, can we really not, like... We don't have any choice here?
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Okay. Oh, just part of the tutorial. Okay, I was gonna say I would want to raise his, like, I want to kill this guy. He seems like a fucking jerk, but I want to raise his blood thing first. Bring this fading light... Or spacebar to release him. Embracing Clay will give you a massive XP boost, but be aware there will be consequences. Yeah, people will notice he's missing, right? Learning more about citizens and collecting their hints will increase the experience gained. Okay.
No more. Not tonight. Not like this. I will not take another life.
Come on, let me chat with him. There we go.
Oh, I feel giddy.
Fair enough. Yeah, he seems like a fucking jerk. Well, I want to learn more. I want to learn more about people before I just start murdering them. We're gonna go full Dexter on it.
For the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
We're gonna go full Dexter on it. We're gonna kill everyone who's a jerk. Or who has, like, terrible secrets. Or otherwise endangers us. Okay, well, let's go to the actual hospital. Wow. People are doomed. I feel like if you're at a hospital and you're like one of the people they put in the outside tents, you just have to accept that your death is inevitable.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane.
I like Nurse Crane. She's a hard ass.
Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first.
Yeah, the music in this is really good so far. I like the music and I really like the cinematography of the cutscenes. Those are like my two highlights so far.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me.
Fallout soundtrack is good, but I think Let's Play is referencing like originally like music scored for the game. Fallout is obviously really good, but it's all like hand selected music that was, you know, it previously existed, right? It wasn't a score. Mass Effect's a good choice for soundtrack. Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, another really good soundtrack game. Anything that has like heavy instrumentals, really. Anything that's not overly synthetic. Alright, we haven't talked to you yet.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy? Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
Thank you for your concern. But
It's it's coronavirus, clearly. Yeah, I was gonna say sometime shortly before 1920. Because the economy crashes around the world didn't really happen until the end of World War I, right? So this is slightly before that.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a
Yeah, they're
talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
No, bitch, gossip away.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me.
Yeah, it's definitely
Anything you say will be held
they're covering up this vampirism with consumption, basically.
Everybody is doing their best.
Very common misconception around this time period.
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Timmons. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Okay.
How are...
Not...
I'm not
brilliant.
most of
It would.
Why is that one still highlighted?
Do you think
We are.
I'm not most
It would.
is why
I guess.
Interesting. This one's still white, but we've gone through all the options. And we need hints on that. Okay.
Goodbye now.
Our city, something probably needs you. Blue epidemic volunteers make the difference. So the hospital's short-staffed. So if we can find anybody to send over here to work, that would be lovely.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
The daily routine.
How are we doing, priest?
Hampton, how do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I ruined myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest, and then I can go back to the people who need me.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton?
He's clearly a priest.
But notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks.
Interesting.
And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
It's
the situation
pretty
is always
bad.
Tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who... with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Clay Cox is the gentleman that we almost killed.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice.
How's the queue looking for you, Sev?
It's a damn shame.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Looking hurty? Is it just rolling backwards?
You dared to enter this awful...
Oh, 19th. That means it's moved somewhat
You're
significantly.
Mr. Hampton.
surprisingly.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
Miss Hawcroft. Okay, let's remember that name.
Goodbye, Mr.
Can I not give him a medical checkup?
Hello?
Now that I think about it? No,
Goodbye, Mr.
I guess we already know that he needs medical assistance.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr.
Speaking
Reed.
of Fallout.
I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again.
Screenshots with the Vagos? No, I don't think so.
Precisely why you're a patient here.
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work.
Vagos were yellow, so I don't know how to help you with that.
Scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Aztecas? No, I don't have any screenshots with the Aztecas.
Who is treating you?
Not that I can think of.
In particular looking after your case.
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
What about the Mayans? I wouldn't know about them. I haven't watched that show. Hint required.
Soldier.
I'm fine. Just do something.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer.
I thought they just made calendars. No, there's a
The same war, sir. No offense.
Wow. I like this guy. Feel bad for him, but I like him.
Goodbye.
Alright, so we need to figure something to do for the pain for him.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal.
Oh, okay.
Nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
Begging
I
for
like this chick.
my clemency. Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Oh boy.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental...
No, there's a TV show called Mayans MC. It's a like sequel TV show to the Sons of Anarchy.
That they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies.
I'm pretty much the same way. We have like Netflix and Hulu, and that's about it. That's the reason I haven't watched the show. It's because it's not available on those yet.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
She's probably right.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The garden near the morgue, okay. It's a good start.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
The big twist would be if she's not crazy. That would be the big twist.
All right, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
It might be on Amazon. It's a good point. I do have Amazon Prime. Prevent sneeze. Do not cough in public. That's the solution. Just don't do it. Stop coughing, forehead. That's beautiful. I have a feeling I'm not gonna like this guy based on his face. He looks angry.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Yep, don't like him. I was right.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no
We'll be friendly. We'll be nice.
Between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital instead of a burden.
Wow.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
This guy really doesn't like us.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, Or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
No, you know what?
I don't see any reason why I should justify my actions to you.
That's true, Dr. Reed. The only judge has to be yourself.
Hi, kitty cat.
The question is, are you judging yourself hard enough?
Do you need my assistance?
Not at all. I'm sure that you are used to gaining people's trust with your impressive skills. Well, it will not be the case with me.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Okay, that's Dr. Crane.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see.
Can we kill him? We'll kill him whenever his blood is worth more.
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
We might not kill him since he's a doctor. There's only 3 doctors working here. I don't want to fuck everybody over.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
True.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable, and your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Tell me.
No metagaming, as it were.
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Goodbye for now.
Sweet girl, so many deaths. Reads me like a book.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
This guy's a kiss ass.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well,
might go crack a monster.
Maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products.
Probably not a bad idea.
Personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, What with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see.
What are you doing,
Well,
cat?
give me the
Why are you
address
so
I may
licky?
pass by if I have time.
Okay.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
Oh, that's not good.
Research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
I'll give you some advice, but understand that nothing beats practical experience, which can be exhausting and solitary work.
Of course, sir. And don't worry, I will never allow myself to be a burden, neither to you nor this hospital.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Ooh, interesting.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
It's a valid point.
Goodbye.
Unfinished letter. Pembroke Hospital, 2nd of November. My dear children, sorry I didn't write you before, but it hurts like hell just to write these few words on bloody paper. Don't worry, Daddy's gonna get out of the hospital as soon as the doctors fix his arm. In the meantime, if you need something, go see Mr. Chadwick at the construction site and tell him you are Harvey Fidwick's children. You remember Robert Chadwick, the big guy with a mustache who helped me repair the house doors last spring? Go see him and ask for a few bob. He won't refuse to spare you a few. Sorry I can't work anymore for now, but we'll figure something out as soon as I'm out. Don't worry, everything will be fine as soon as Daddy's arm is strong again. As soon as the doctors have fixed my arm, I ...
I will not let you down, my boy.
Okay, let's talk to this dude about this new information.
Any news about my operation?
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
That's not your fault, Harvey. Come on, bro.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
Survivor's guilt. It was supposed to be his construction site that was bombed.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller than...
That's upsetting.
The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
Is there anything...
I'm all right. Consider...
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
I will not let you down, my boy.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Healthy. Do you have anything new for me?
And Mr.
I gave...
Thank you.
Alright, before we start these conversations, I am going to take a quick BRB break. I'm going to go grab a drink, grab a snack, all that fun stuff. We are 19th in queue, so I don't think No Pixel is going to happen this evening. But it is what it is, no big deal. There's always tomorrow. So, yeah, BRB, 5-ish minutes. back. Time to continue manipulating people. So this one is, we're 17 out of, Q's got to drop down to like 53 before we're in. Gives us an idea of what to look for. Like I said, I don't really see it happening tonight, but
This hospital seems to
there we go.
Don't waste
But
your
in
time with me.
Talk to this lady first.
Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
17.
How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Oh wow, so we're like literally directly behind each other. Okay, we cannot ask her any personal questions.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
I feel like only turtles and crazy people are named Mortimer.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Okay.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Interesting.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
We need to learn more about these people. What can you tell me?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Okay. Personal questions? Okay, there we go.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get...
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
Good evening, Mr.
You don't get to rest. We're done when I say we're done.
So painful
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of. She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Okay. Personal questions? No.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen.
Is there a way for us to... Oh, interesting, okay. Is this the tiny guy that we don't like? Yeah, it is, okay. Do not cough in public. Amazing. So we need to go to the graveyard. Oh, nope. Let's get rid of those. Damn it. Okay. How do we clear those? Brace marker F. There we go. Nice.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should investigate.
So this leads us to the main quest. Where... Nope. Oh, hello there.
It's locked, all right. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now...
Oh, okay. So we should just go upstairs and go to our office.
Humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
This guy's selling dead people's stuff, isn't he?
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine,
it's a rhetorical question, by the way.
So
I assume that he is, though.
I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
I like this guy.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army,
Dr. Chidana.
I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved.
Ooh. Too soon.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir.
Too soon to bring up
All
the
I have
sister.
to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Why do you have to watch these?
Make sure people don't steal them.
These poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
No. I like this guy a lot, actually. Okay, so we're done there.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
So you're ready to die?
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Wow. This guy's got a very chilled concept.
Please show me.
Of course.
Okay, so he sells opium, codeine, and a formula book. Okay, we should probably save up and buy that formula book. I feel like that's the most important item. I feel like we can find crafting materials. Alright. Is there anyone we haven't spoken to? Nope, we haven't spoken to this person. Oh, they're in a chair over here. We also haven't spoken to Peepa Hawkins.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
Pippa
And
Hawkins?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
No personal questions?
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is he kryptonite? Did it, did we get shifted again? Yeah, we got shifted again. No big deal. There's always tomorrow.
Why
is this guy mad at doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Plus, you've got time, so you can still get yourself in tonight. I mean,
Milton grumpy?
19 or 20. Yeah.
Is it just an act?
Maybe like 11:30, midnight.
Kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Milton Hook's new hand available. Okay.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You're right. When dealing with such a terrible disease, one must remain humble. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try our best.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, But I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
It's appropriate to be playing this game for so many reasons.
You must
the concept of pandemics.
Sorry.
Definitely not being a vampire on No Pixel.
No idea when this epidemic will be over.
Okay.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Thank you, Nurse Hawkins. That's why we didn't talk to this person. They're in a locked room.
Locked.
Giant morgue disguised as a hospital. That's Pembroke nowadays.
Okay. Check around in here really quickly.
It's locked.
That one's not locked. A long letter. That is a very long letter. Birmingham, 27th of October. Hello, sis. How are things in the big city? Here in Brum, things are not so good. It seems the flu is here again, and we have so many new cases of infection in the neighborhood. Do you remember Miss Scheller, the old drinking hag from the 3rd floor? She passed away 2 days ago, and her flat is already occupied again. Geez, would you, you would have to pay me a huge amount of money to go to sleep in the bed in which a woman died of the flu just a few hours ago. Sorry, I did not have time to quickly answer your last letter. Between taking care of little Paul, Mom, Dad, and my job at the factory, I rarely find the time to write my favorite sister. By the way, my son says hello to his Auntie Pippa. Auntie Pippa. You should see the little bugger, already driving me mad. And Mom says you should bring back some of those marvelous cakes the next time you come back home. In your letter, you told me you thought about quitting your job at the Pembroke Hospital. I'll have to tell you, Pip, that's, you better think twice. There's always jobs at the factory, but wages are shit. And it's a boring day without a shag. Oh, I have a new fiance, and no, I'm no slut, you moral bitch, you. So if you really want to quit and do something more useful than counting the dead every morning, maybe you should stay in London and join that band you told me about. The Guard or Priven or something like that. Ooh, she thought about joining the Priwen. Never heard of them, but if they are, like you said, some sort of civil militia trying to make a difference, then maybe it's a good choice for you. Just be sure to let the others go in front. That's how my poor Billy got killed in France, by leading too many patrols. Bloody war. Anyway, come back as soon as you can and give me all the good news before that. I am your affectionate sister, Lucy, Paul, Mom, and Dad. Interesting. So Pippa almost joined the Priwen, may still join the Priwen, and has thought about quitting her job. Let's talk about that.
Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful.
Comparing it to how much worse things are in game, yeah, I could really see that. Let's play.
Change.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
Goodbye.
Alright, time to move on to the second floor. That is locked. Nothing going on here. Yeah, like the muffling effect, the earmuffs effect. I kind of like that too. That is not a door we can open. A used hacksaw. Oh no, okay, there we go. Thomas Elwood, male, age 28, followed by Dr. Tippett. Status, convalescence, date of admission, September 16th, TBD on date of release. The patient's face has been heavily burnt and disfigured by a bomb during the war. Even with use of the strongest sedatives, he affirms to regularly endure severe pain from the wounds, as if, quote, the flames are still burning under the skin, he says. Examinations of the, oh god, cicatrized tissues, I don't know what that word means, show no trace of inflammation, infection, or swelling. Scars are clean. Could be the case of persisting nerve damage. The patient never ceases to blame himself for his disfiguration. Could be a case of guilt of the survivor, phantom pain manifesting as punishment for not dying with his comrades. That's locked.
It's locked, all right.
That's locked. Okay, check the third floor. Oh, actually, we... Fair enough, not now. Oh, nothing on the third floor. Okay. What if we go to the third floor on the other side? Nope, nothing. Okay. I assume that just leads outside, like a balcony or something. It's an aesthetic door.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
What is this? Oh, this is crafting. Okay, we'll come back to this in a second. I want to check out the rest of the room. Okay, that's ammunition. Okay, never mind. We'll analyze it right now. Light regeneration syndrome. Interesting.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Okay. Time to go to bed. Ooh, we have a lot of experience too. Let's see. Body condition, health, and stamina. Blood capacity. The big thirst. Increase your blood absorption. That's nice. Increase your life regeneration when using bite in combat. We do like using bite in combat, so... do that. And that. Do this. We'll do this. And you know what, actually, do this one twice. Yeah, his eyes are super well done. That faded Like, it's like a hazel blue. It's weird. I love it. Alright, so that makes us level 6. Confirmed. I assume we'll have more XP to play around with.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Oh goodness. It's a rare opportunity and I've almost... Where the hell's my... Oh, there we go. Privilege to approach a vampire to observe their most intriguing physical and psychological traits with scientific and rational eye. Supernatural speed, can act and move like a mortal in all of his actions, but the trained eye will spot that they have the keenest senses and react quicker than any mortal. On a few occasions, alarm, surprise, necessity to flee. I've witnessed a vampire move so quickly it's almost as if they vanished just to reappear somewhere else. The human eye cannot follow their movements when they act so quickly, but it is not a teleport or dematerialization. It's only supernatural speed. For me, it is a cat-like attribute which allows them to run, dodge, blah blah blah. Okay, so this is just basically an in-game explanation of our abilities.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Sorry, there's nothing here.
Some of the patients won't last the night without them. Honestly, sir, I'm beside myself.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
Well, time to go to the morgue.
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Is there a... How do we save? Is it... Oh, I guess it just utilizes the autosave. Guess there's not a manual save option. Okay. Quarantine. Keep out of this area. One shall enter or leave the quarantine area without written of the local authority. An authorized employee of the shall enter, destroy, or remove this card. Violating this regulation will be fined. So somebody violated that order.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody...
Oh, God. There's the timing on that counter. This coat is amazing. Ah, damn it, I tried to counter that. I need to get the counter timing down a little bit better. Oh, they bite back. Even gankier. Photography of a smile. Why? Okay, a photograph of a smiling and loving couple with a few words written on the back. Milton and Pippa forever. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Feels gross feeding on these things, to be honest. I kind of like this weapon though. It's very Dark Soulsy. Okay, what's going on with the coat? Why is the coat all jacked up right now? Wait, is this the hospital again? What is this? What is this little room? Okay, well, we'll go over here. Totally left the TV on, went from me to Frost and back to me. Did Frost host us at some point? Or did it just swap back over because I went live again? Yeah, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, I threw everybody, well, threw specifically you and a couple of other people over to Frost last night whenever I got off. Because I was already up way later than I intended on being. Is this an exit? Okay, yep, that's a fast travel exit. Oh, come on. Alright, back in here. Okay, so there's no internal map of this place, so we're just gonna have to kind of remember what rooms look like and whatnot. Glass vial. Free money.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
Hmm. We got some alcohol.
Will surely grant me access to the basement.
That's what I want to go to, the basement of the creepy haunted morgue. Why don't we pull our weapon out when we walked out here? Is it because this guy's gonna get up? Oh. Oh, we don't have any stamina. Okay. We need to focus on getting some stamina. There we go. That's the timing I'm looking for. Okay, come on, quit. I'm just playing around with the abilities, trying to figure out the
I cannot enter.
Figure out the parry timing.
Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Okay, up to the last floor. Sitting alone in a dark room. See, I was kind of on the lookout for him because, like, whenever Jonathan pulled the weapon out, I was like, we have to be fighting something here. Okay. That I don't like. I'm not a fan of that at all. Maybe we let's swap. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's swap to ooh, bludgeon. I need to remember to use these abilities more too.
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of bones. They're not after blood.
Yeah. I think we're gonna stick to the faster combat style. Are the lights on or off? The lights are on in the gaming room almost all the time. If the lights were off, I would get way too sleepy. Okay. Gotta get some cool LEDs for that one of these days. LEDs just aren't the primary focus right now, partially because since the wife and I are only going to be in this house for another year, I really just don't want to spend the time setting stuff like that up at the moment. Also, the LEDs that I would want to get are way too expensive. An RGB nightlight? Hell yeah. Yeah, I would want to get the ones that are like the nano leaf or whatever, like the little like tiled ones. Not specifically that brand, but something akin to that brand.
It's locked.
A Liston knife. Ooh, directly absorb blood. That's interesting. How do we unlock all this locked stuff? Probably a level up thing. I don't even know why I'm asking. Well, this is a boss fight room.
Skulls can be so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
I mean, you are a vampire. Drinking blood kind of comes with the territory, bud. Can we not go up there? No. There's like shiny stuff up there. Oh, I see. Yeah, I gotta do the thing. Exactly. You are 100% correct. Are there no more shinies up here? Just the one shiny? Okay. That's fair. Oh, we missed some things on our enemies here. Oh, hi. Can you ask one meta question? Absolutely. I presume you mean a meta question. Wasn't? No, it wasn't. Oh my god. Get off of my body. Gemma really has no intentions of spreading the disease, at least not right now. Partially because she doesn't have that information from Kylie as to how that would work. And partially because she's still learning to cope with it herself, so. She does know how she got it, but she doesn't know how to recreate those circumstances. Because it was a concentrated version of the disease that accelerated the process for her the first go around. Otherwise, you just kind of get sick and die over the course of several months, and that's not pleasant. Nobody wants that. Without the serum that Kylie gives people, it's like a 15% survival rate, or something along those lines. What is the point of being up here? Yeah, and Gemma currently has no idea how to recreate that serum, and she has no intent of asking Kylie how to either. In the event you want to roll some dice on a perma, you give us a call. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we're still 18th in queue. Definitely not gonna happen this evening. Alright, I need 20 seconds. I gotta get up and grab something real quick like. Kind of still playing her because you don't expect to play her forever. She's my get my bearing on the server character. People like her. But people like her, so it's like, fuck. I mean, you're not strapped down to any one character, right? And sure, she's had good interactions, but outside of the HOA, she doesn't really have contacts per se. At least not contacts that couldn't be reasonably reimagined in different forms.
Good evening, Mr. Cox.
Dr. Reed, still working at night, I see. I like that.
And why is that?
People who don't sleep at night always seem more alive to me. More interesting, one way or another.
And one of them definitely not.
How is your hospitalization going, Mr. Cox?
This is a shitty place with shitty staff. But as long as I'm treated all right, I'll be fine.
What's wrong with the hospital?
Come on, Dr. Reed. The place is a dump. Smelly, sad, and dirty.
But you're alive thanks to the efforts and dedication of the staff here, aren't you?
What are you expecting, a medal? I thought that saving lives was just part of the job. Must be an unsatisfactory profession at this time, I'm sure.
What's wrong with the Pembroke staff?
That bastard you sent to bring me here, Milton. I thought he was going to break all my bones before I reached my bed.
Deepens enough to make it sore. Yeah, I have a similar problem with Gemma, but it's the other way around.
Nurse Crane.
You know, because when I play Gemma, I speak like way out of the top of my throat.
And it starts making it raspy over a period of time doing it, so...
Do you ever think about that poor fellow I saw you push in the water?
The wound he gave me will make sure I don't forget him. Still fucking hurts. Boss had cut me good.
That man was determined to murder you. You almost died.
What a surprise. The first time I met him, he nearly shit himself. Fucking coward. I guess revenge gives you balls.
What did he want? Revenge?
I recently had to kill his brother.
Rayu said the same thing. She said that,
To return the favor.
lean on the voice changer a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I do tone it up a little bit whenever I'm, like, I shifted the pitch about 5%, I think, over the last couple of days.
Only the strongest survive, then? Survival at all costs. Is that all you think about?
I'm the toughest bastard you'll ever meet, Dr. Reed. And I don't give a fuck what you think of me.
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc. I know it's street.
Yeah, the first time that I played her was certainly very different.
I won't get caught.
We can't escape the consequences of our
BRB?
actions.
No worries,
The past
Gutsy.
catches up with us in the end.
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I can say for most folks.
And who are you, then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day, I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
Interesting.
I'll leave.
When I get back, I'll have a word with Tom. He's really pissed me off this time.
You're lucky to...
This place...
Consider yourself...
Don't play the...
I'll leave.
Is this supposed to be an hospital? A pigsty would smell better.
If Pembroke is still standing after this epidemic, there's good reason to be proud.
Okay, so we need to go...
Good evening.
Good evening.
Goodbye.
So we need to go to our crafting bench because we need to make the cure. Even 3 months ago, it's gotten better. Yeah, what Rayu was saying was that I'm doing a better job of having God, how did she phrase it? Just like I guess feminine characteristics in the speech tone. Bring the medicine to Crane. Well, I mean, she'll always have a little bit of me in her, right? Just because I'm a person, so. Okay, we got Thelma. Unknown, Elwood. Pippa. Oh, we still haven't talked to this guy. Talk to this guy.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin color that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken
In the game room, so none tonight.
keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
During the war, I
Yeah.
witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
Alright.
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can. Question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Ooh, a hotel's a rough one, let's play, just because there's so many
So what do you do exactly in this?
literal travelers, right?
Smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done.
Gutsy, I'm debating about, I might just work from home tomorrow. The only reason for me to go into the office anytime this month is to set up the new hire.
It sounds like things have...
He doesn't start until the 31st, so I've got time.
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped from the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
Most of the travelers are from Asia, European countries. Both of them are currently banned from traveling. Because of that, the corporate's pushing us to book as many weddings, business meetings, things like that. Lost 14 grand in a month from February. Wow, Jesus. Yeah, the next, like the economic impact of the next probably 2 months is going to be severe on a lot of businesses.
Such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton.
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
I'd like to see...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Milton's shotgun. 315, holy shit. Bullets. And he sells parts as well. Nice. Okay. We still need to find, what's her name? Oh, have we not talked to this guy?
Good evening, sir.
Oh, we haven't.
So it is
Okay.
true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett's, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
So prior to being an attorney, I actually worked at a movie theater, and Gutsy and I, Gutsy's my IRL wife, by the way, we were talking about how if we still worked at the movie theater, we could take home the giant rolls of toilet paper, because like one of those things will last you forever.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Any opinion about the management?
Broke life struggles. Hey man, that's how we made it through for a long
But I must
time.
admit, he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Tell me more about cherished people then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No, we must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
Your attitude is irresponsible, Doctor. Believe me, I've seen so many medical errors caused by exhaustion during the war.
You're right. This is a war, Dr. Reed, and I don't intend to surrender.
Goodbye.
Interesting. Okay.
This is no time. It is the luck.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Why does Dr. Tippett's claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Goodbye.
Nice. Okay. Alright, we need to find Crane. Oh, there she is.
I will not let
you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Woman, wash your hands.
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
That's actually the comment that I was going to make, is like grocery stores and food chains and things like that are probably doing extremely well right now. But here in, I mean, like, you have a big boom and then they start running out of stock because eventually shit's going to shut down, right? So...
Good evening, Doctor.
Goodbye, Miss.
I will not let you down, my boy.
This hospital seems
Good evening, Mr.
I'm okay.
But in the circumstances...
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that. I'm so
I have to...
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I'll get a bunch of XP when I kill people. There's only like 2 people I want to kill, and I want to max out their level first. I want to get the full experience of the story. And I kind of want to kill people Dexter style.
Please, Jonathan.
She looks like she'd have a German accent. She kind of does.
Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from
Irony.
There is an absurd poetry to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are
Big
so
words.
much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
I'm not some doe-eyed student, Edgar. I understand we both have something to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Warning letter, Pembroke Hospital. I must inform you, dear Dr. Swansea, I must inform you of my deepest reservations concerning the Dr. Thoreau Strickland and Harvey Fiddick case. Mr. Fiddick has been hospitalized after severe work injury. He may permanently lose use of his arm if not treated adequately. Dr. Strickland claims that a surgical procedure may save the man's arm completely. I say it may also sever its functions for good if complications arise. Our young colleague is an audacious and daring surgeon who might prove a great professional in a few years, but for now he lacks the skills to perform such a risky procedure. Need I remind you of the mistakes he made in the past? Since Dr. Strickland refuses to listen to me, I strongly advise you forbid him to perform such a hazardous experiment. Very respectfully, Dr. Waverly Ackroyd.
Do you need? I have. Then ask away.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
Interesting. Why couldn't there be some court case on the... Well, we've been very fortunate this week with all of the races that have been happening, that have been stealing people away.
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
Where do we stand today?
Well, to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor.
Yes, we do.
The East End. The forgotten.
Hell yeah.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know.
Swapping to mobile.
Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skald, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a
A skull. A skull is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
Interesting.
How do skulls come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Okay, so a skull's like a bad version of a vampire. Like a little crappy half vampire. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna call it here for the evening because I do have to go to work tomorrow. So we'll work at the reception desk. Jonathan's such a good receptionist. Look at him. Do we have the video settings on this all the way up? We do. Okay. All right. We're going to swap over to our ending screen. I am going to quit out of the game. And then we're going to check to see who in our list of usual suspects is around. Oh no, that's unfortunate. I think my queue froze.